Well, it's livery season in Formula 1, and the liveries that have been released have been worse than Charles's finishing record at Monaco. I don't know, there's something about them. The Alpine is too much carbon, the Haas just is kind of awful, and the Williams has just kind of downgraded, let's be honest. So in bad livery spirits, let's look at all of the worst liveries from the 2010s. Or not all of them, but the 10 worst liveries from the 2010s. If you think I've missed any or have different opinions, put them down in the comments. Also, as per usual, remember this is my opinion, so if you disagree, shut the fuck up, stop complaining. But if you do have any other ideas or something, put it down in the comments. Also, whilst you're there, subscribe and like the video. And anyway, let's get on with the video. So in P10, Perez's average finishing position in 2023, I've gone with the 2011 Mercedes. Not only is this car grayer than the skies of Sochi 2021, it's just kind of plain and boring. No personality, no emotions, no sponsors, it's just blank with a splash of blue on the side pods, and that's meant to be called a livery? It's like, this is something you'd expect in preseason testing. A livery with no sponsors, and then you go to the round... Wait, no. And then you go to round one and the livery is looking much better. But it just didn't get any better. It's a pretty shitty livery. Compared to all of Mercedes' liveries, well, in the future. They're all insane, or pretty much all of them. Kind of lacking like Michael Schumacher's pace in 2011. But anyways. In 9th, I've gone with the 2010's Sauber. Not only is it whiter than the Alps during midwinter, it's just painful to look at. It's pure white, like cocaine or something. I don't know. And what, adding a couple little red pinstripes and the Sauber logo in red is meant to make it any better? Truly, this car is something that I'd create in my team career and crash out in Bahrain around the first corner. And at that point, even if I did crash it, I really wouldn't mind because it's fucking ugly and wouldn't want to look at it. The whole race? Yeah, it'd rather be in the wall. In 8th, I've gone with the 2014 McLaren. Now this, I think, is the biggest downgrade, well, ever, since Roderick in Diary of a Wimpy Kid. That actually pissed me off, and so did this car. Not only was the 2013 livery, well, pretty much perfect. A great contrast between red and chrome, and they go fucking full chrome and black, like, this has nothing, no personality. It's an issue. It's a big issue, and that's why it's on the list. Plus, the fucking front nose looks like a... Yeah. And I thought this year's cars were kind of getting boring with the amount of carbon and black and just neutral colors. Look at this fucking thing. There's no vibrant colors. You can't see it on the track. It blends in with the asphalt. It's pretty much an F3 car in disguise. P7 is occupied by the 2015 Manor. Now this livery doesn't slap whatsoever, unlike Will Smith. And that kind of makes me wonder if a divorce is better than laying my eyeballs for another minute at this car, because genuinely, it makes them hurt. It's that hideous. It looks ridiculous. As a literal paragraph next to the wheels, like in writing. And if anyone's gonna stop and read that, well, they were slow enough in the races that you probably could run out on the track and pretty much just run along with them, because you'd be at the same pace as them. I mean, it's just 3-block boring, like, very boring colors. Yet again, something that I'd cook up in F1, my team career, and say, oh my god, this is insane. But yet again, crash out into turn 1 because I can't bear to look at this dog shit livery. And also crash out my teammate because their livery just doesn't deserve to finish a race. Ah, maybe that's why Mazepin and Schumacher crashed out a lot, because that fucking livery was also quite awful. And I don't blame them for crashing out, because less screen time. What if I told you that you could have a Formula 1 car, but the livery would be white, red, and brown? Of all colours, that's what Hispania chose in 2015. Sorry, in 2012. Yet again, a primarily white livery, which is boring on its own. Some would even go as far as saying it's more boring than Verstappen's onboards in the last 2 or so years, because he really just doesn't battle anyone. He's so far ahead. It's just boring to watch at this point. Adding in some sprinkles of red and brown bronze. No creative sponsors, nothing like the Williams Duracell. That looks insane in my opinion. But just, it's awful. There's literal no sponsors, nothing creative, nothing done to it. It's just block colors. It's come to a point where I generally don't have words for these liveries. Who signed them off? Whether they were... I just can't. I honestly can't. Yet again, more block colors, just like Steve from Minecraft, but his head is less of a block than this fucking Anyways, the 2013 Marussia occupies P5. And the only reason why it's higher than the 2012 Hispania is because it's not white. It doesn't just blend in. Agreed, it does stand out and the nose is kind of white, but, you know, there's a bit of red. There's red. There's, yes, finally, a color. A color. Yes, it can stand out of the fucking all of the other cars. It's different. It's nice. But it's still a shit livery. Yet again, no sponsors, nothing done to the car. Just a couple pinstripes of red and white, and it's just black and red. How boring can you get? The 2010s was a dark period for Formula 1 in terms of liveries, because some of them were not it, Chief, like genuinely. Guess what? Guess what? Guess what's in P4? Is it a cool livery? Is it something beautiful? No, it's the 2015 Sauber. Yet again, a fucking block color, blue and yellow. Who's okay? Those colors, just thinking about them, are awful. Some ye-ass IKEA looking livery. Like, honestly, who signed this off? This livery actually being on track is more surprising than Lance Stroll still being in Formula 1. Yet again, who signed this off? It's blue. It's just... It's like watching F3, you know, you have just standard liveries, just something cheap, something that the drivers can just use. But in Formula 1, the pinnacle of motorsport, and this is what the best brains can come up with. This. How? The year of the stupid rear wing thingy-mabobs. Yeah, 2017. A lot of cars had some... You know, the Ferrari was good, but McLaren was the total opposite. So in P3, I've gone with the 2017 McLaren. Yet again, it's just simple block colors. I could create this on Word, put it on a car and call it a day, and it looks like they've done that. It looks awful. Absolutely dreadful. Not only do they have some stupid sponsors on the little fin at the back, which just looks absolutely goofy with the car. The orange just... I mean, the orange is cool. It does stand out. It's just block colors. Like, give me something cooler. Yes, McLaren started to go down the whole papaya route, well, from then. And the liveries have gotten better and better until 2022 and 2023, which has kind of gone downhill. But 2024? Yeah, 4. It's a good livery. There's a lot of carbon, which is, you know... But still, it's a good livery. 2021 was peak McLaren, though. In P2, I've gone with the 2013 Sauber. Now, yet again, not only is this car just one colour with a tiny bit of gloss on it, makes it all shiny and la 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 la, but it blends in with the asphalt. You see it from like a heli-cam, and you're like, oh my god, where's the car? It's looking like John Cena. It's invisible. And the fact that the accent colours were black and white and a literal tiny little minuscule of red, that's meant to be a livery. Ever since Alfa Romeo have kind of not taken over, but, you know, been the title sponsor, the liveries have been beautiful. Like, genuinely the best liveries in Formula 1. Sauber on its own, that was a dark period in, like, liveries. Shit's ass. Now, you see, I respect teams that go big and bold with their liveries, but 2019 Williams was a different type of big and bold. No, not Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Like, in general, the blue is a nice color, but the whole fucking fading thing, like, literally like you're fading in Word or something, it looks tackier than some corner shops, and it did stand out on the track. It looked different, but like a bad type of different. It was an ugly car, and Williams they've had good liveries in the last couple of years, but this was different. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Go subscribe, and in the comments, put down your top 10 worst liveries. Yeah, do that. Anyway, like the video, and peace.